Pour one out for JJ McCarthy.
Oh yeah, devastated. I said this on I was on the Ross Tucker podcast yesterday, and I said this. It's very rare. I've been in the business for so long. It's very rare that football incurs emotions out of me, unless I'm watching the Lions, of course. But I actually felt devastated when I got the news McCarthy was going to miss the year. Like, that actually hurt me.
The good news is he's young.
Yeah.
Right, he's super young.
20.
Yeah. Is he
21 now? Yeah, sorry.
He turns 22, I think, in January. Yeah. So there's quarterbacks that are drafted after they're 22 years old, but obviously you hate to waste a year that he can't play. There's still a lot of meaningful opportunity. I think there's a lot of value in being able to be observing and seeing. Sports. Seeing what it's like to have an install of a game plan and the execution, the film process afterwards, seeing somebody get coached through his position. All of that's going to be really meaningful for JJ, but nothing's more meaningful than playing, right? So we'll pick that up next year when it comes to Mr. JJ McCarthy. What?
Why are you shaking your head?
You're welcome.
All right, Brett. Bo Nix. We had some healthy criticism for him last week.
Yeah.
Feeling better?
Yeah. Yes, this was a polar opposite performance. He looked calm, cool, collected. The feet weren't as messy. He still had a couple issues. That boy loves throwing on the run, man. Like,
sure does.
He would rather throw in motion than from a set base. But he did clean it up a little bit. This man loves throwing the intermediate out route more than any quarterback I've ever seen. And Sean Payton's realizing that. He's just calling it. He's dialing it up now, like, all the time.
Right.
But he had a couple of huge moments in this game. I'm going to mention, I think it was his second to last throw, 2nd and 10 post route to Sutton.
Yep.
And Nix wasn't a guy at Oregon who really threw with a lot of anticipation, but he uncorked this thing before Sutton was, 3 yards from his break. And the best part about that anticipation too, he was using his eyes and his posture to hold that single high safety. It was a cover 3 look, kind of a sagged back cover 3. He froze that single high safety and then quickly reset his base, lined up on Sutton, and just let it rip. I thought this would have been one of Bo Nix's best college throws. And it's funny because it wasn't that tight of a window, but just the anticipation he had to put behind it, the velocity, the manipulation. These are just things I didn't even really see him do at Oregon as much as I liked him. And then last note on Nix, the ball location this week, much better. Everything was on the money. I'm not even sure he missed a throw. I think his one incompletion wasn't is a throwaway or a killed screen pass, I think. He was just, everything was right on the hands, right on the face.
Yeah, I thought he was really comfortable. That was the word I had, comfortable. And really that 2nd and 10 post to Sutton, a lot of confidence in being able to rip that throw in that moment. And of course he winds up having, I thought the 3rd and 9 strike to Tim Patrick in the middle of the field was another good throw. Of course, the touchdown. I felt like you kind of saw a good blend of the skill set for Bo Nix and what he brings to the table, seeing some athleticism, seeing some accuracy, being able to work on the move, deliver it from the pocket, and just be confident. And I thought he was much more calm as well, just a lot more comfortable in running the offense. And so I think he was definitely a great story of a player that we got a meaningful sample size now twice. And week to week growth was pretty evident, in my opinion, from him. Where I don't think Caleb Williams was actually better week over week. Jaden Daniels, we got more of a sample size. He threw 2 passes the other time. We finally get a chance to see Drake May, but this was definitely, to me, the player that showed the most progress in a short period of time.
Yeah, I think I agree with all that. Man, Nix, you mentioned the athleticism. That's really sticking out to me. He had a scramble for a first down where it looked effortless, man. Like, he read it out perfectly and just got out of the pocket and easily moved the chains for like a 12-yard run. It's just, I mean, that's a weapon that I don't think, just going back to like all the talking points on Nix, because Caleb was so athletic, because Daniels was so athletic, because you saw that upside with McCarthy. I think everyone missed the fact that Nix is also a great athlete, right?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's not physically deficient. Like if you think that he doesn't have enough arm or he's not athletic or like,
right,
he's got the stuff.
Yeah, he does.
And he's got a heck of a coach in Sean Payton. I think that's going to align with him. And you saw even some of those like rollouts and then throwing kind of back a little bit to like that's a play he did all the time at Oregon and through the touchdown pass. And he did it earlier in the game as well to convert on a third down, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the zip on those throws is nice too. I mean, he had one thrown away from his body too, where he had to kind of flip his hips. Yeah. The arm slot. I wrote these notes down to mention arm slot and off platform stuff. He had a couple of those in this game that just looked really nice, really effortless. Feels
good to be a dynasty owner of Bo Nix right now, Brett Whitefield. Yeah. What do you think about the Falcons not playing Michael Penix?
This has got my tinfoil hat in full arrangement right now. I'm like, is Kirk Cousins dead? Has anyone seen Kirk Cousins? Is he around? What is going on? Bro, this is weird. They're treating Michael Penix Jr. like the starting quarterback. And I'm guessing that's not because he won the job. I'm guessing because Kirk Cousins ain't going to be ready. And they're just not telling anybody that.
Wow.
I'm completely guessing right now. I'm not breaking news right now. Completely guessing. But it seems that way. Why else would they act this way?
Boy, you drafted Michael Penix to incubate for a while. And the most meaningful opportunities he's going to have to play is going to be preseason and week 2. You don't play him?
Unless the most meaningful opportunities he's going to get to play are week 1.
Boy, and here's the thing. What if he's awesome?
Right.
What if he's awesome? Like talk about being in a bind.
Bro, it's like driving a Brinks truck off a bridge into a river.
Stay tuned on that situation. That's pretty fascinating.
Oh man. What if he starts the season like 4-0 and he's like top 5 in passing yards or something?
You can't take him out of the lineup, can you?
The crazy thing
is now.
I know from sources familiar with the situation that Cousins was salty when they drafted him. Like this was actually a big issue too. So this whole thing has a chance to just go weird, super weird. I mean, it's already weird, but like
whenever I'm trying to figure out complex things, I always remind myself of this phrase. The most simple explanation is always the truth.
Ooh.
And I'm inclined to believe they're not resting Penix, okay? Right. The guy's not supposed to play this year.
Yep.
I think you might be on the trail. You might be on the trail with this one.
Yeah, I even asked our doctor that works for FantasyPoints. You know, he specializes in injuries. Like, is there a chance Kirk's not ready? He's like, yeah, he could have severe like calf stiffness and atrophy from not doing anything, coming off an Achilles tear. It's like he's like, yeah, that's a real thing for sure.
Pour one out for JJ McCarthy.
Oh yeah, devastated. I said this on I was on the Ross Tucker podcast yesterday, and I said this. It's very rare. I've been in the business for so long. That's very rare that football incurs emotions out of me, unless I'm watching the Lions, of course. But I actually felt devastated when I got the news McCarthy was going to miss the year. Like that actually hurt me.
The good news is he's young.
Yeah,
right. He's super young.
20.
Yeah. Is he
21 now? Yeah, sir.
He turns 22, I think, in January. Yeah. So there's quarterbacks that are drafted after they're 22 years old, but obviously you hate to waste a year that he can't play. There's still a lot of meaningful opportunity. I think there's a lot of value in being able to be observing and seeing, exactly. Seeing what it's like to have an install of a game plan and the execution, the film process afterwards, seeing somebody get coached through his position. All of that's going to be really meaningful for JJ, but nothing's more meaningful than playing. Right. So, we'll pick that up next year when it comes to Mr. JJ McCarthy.